All right, welcome back to Politically Homeless. I'm Dave, and today is an interesting day for me as I watch Tulsi Gabbard go full MAGA. Full MAGA. Yes, I know this isn't the first time she has spoken at CPAC, but now things are a little bit different. Let's listen to a little bit of Tulsi Gabbard.
It's laughable. It is so crazy, it's laughable. But they're justifying their actions by telling themselves that they need to destroy our democracy in order to save it. It's lunacy, and it's the mindset and mentality of dictators.
So, everyone who is concerned about Donald Trump returning to the White House, I know Republicans who are people who voted for Trump once or twice, they're concerned about it. And they don't believe that he is fit to be president. And some people believe that he committed insurrection, right? And some people just go, no, it was supposed to be a peaceful protest, which wasn't peaceful. And the rhetoric, the inflammatory rhetoric that went along with it, I know the people who believe it's a feds, they say it's a fedsurrection. The feds did it. It's all just, it was planned. It was Antifa who was there, right? Antifa ramped things up because otherwise, no, I don't buy it. There were Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, and there's some groups there that use that event to go and do some very violent things. Tulsi is now apparently part of this, and it's just sad. This channel used to be called Save America, Vote Tulsi Gabbard. Now it should be called I Don't Believe What Tulsi Gabbard is Doing Right Now.
They are waging a multi-front battle, and they will stop at nothing until they're successful. I'm going to go through a few of the many examples. We've seen how Colorado, Maine, 32 states have taken some action or another themselves in an unprecedented way to try to remove the leading Republican candidate for president, Donald J. Trump, from the presidential ballots.
All right, now think of this for a second. 10th Amendment, federalism, none of that matters. None of that matters. You know, if the Supreme Court pushes back and says, no, you can't do that, then no, you can't do that. I don't think this is a partisan issue. This is about interpreting Article 3. And did Donald Trump commit insurrection? Now, there is one of these indictments that has to do with that. Let's move on.
In defiance of the Constitution, these people are single-handedly deciding that somehow they alone have the authority to take away our right as citizens to decide who we want to be our president. We see in Congress, a progressive congressman, Ro Khanna from California, someone who I've known for years. He is so desperate to take Trump off the ballot, he's demanding that the chairman of the Federal Reserve, a position that's supposed to be nonpartisan and apolitical, take action and intervene to stop the former president from getting reelected. On December 27th of last year, Representative Khanna said in a post on X that Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, quote, should cut interest rates now, given most of inflation was caused by supply shocks. If he doesn't, he may be the person most responsible for the return of Trump.
Well, he, like any good Democrat who's trying to get their side to win, if Biden does cut interest rates, guess what? More people will have access to more capital. People will be able to buy houses and cars and things that they need. Doesn't this kind of work both sides, where one side, like Donald Trump, didn't want to fix the border issue. He said, no, I don't want to do this because Biden will get credit for it. What is wrong with our country right now, where you've got one guy who really, I mean, forget all of the charges that are against him, 91 charges, right? Forget those for a second. Is this guy really qualified to be president? Is his head in the game? Does he have enough left upstairs? He's very different than what he used to be in 2016. Very different. He has lost his fastball, and I'm not even sure he's got any off-speed stuff that he can throw to convince people that, he's still throwing the ball. I don't like either one of these choices, and I've said this over and over again. Tulsi Gabbard, rather than going over to MAGA, she could have started her own movement. She could have gone over to the Libertarians. She could have run as an independent, like RFK. A lot of people talk about RFK and Tulsi. I don't think so. I think it's going to be Trump and Tulsi. And a lot more people are talking about this. I still think it's Elise Stefanik would be my first choice. But who knows? I don't know. I don't know about any of this anymore. I'm just disappointed because to me, this is a grift. Okay. I'm going to CPAC. This is my tribe now. Jimmy Dore doing all these videos about how Trump is getting the shaft and Trump is being persecuted. Meanwhile, he's supporting, what is it, Cornel West for president? But the grift works because there are a lot of Trumpers out here that, no, look at even Jimmy Dore, who's a progressive. He's a liberal. No, he's a progressive. He's not a liberal. But anyway, he agrees too. And so I'm like, what's going on? I mean, I'm not falling. The more you guys out here tell me to fall in line, the less likely I'm not going to fall in line. I know that Trump knew that he lost the election. So why would you support someone who lied in that kind of way and who got people killed on January the 6th? Why would you support someone like that? You want to talk about treason? I mean, this guy ain't worth this. What is wrong with you people? He is not worth it. We have had some crappy presidents in my lifetime, but nothing like this. Nothing like this. Look, I don't like Democrats. I don't like a lot of what they're trying to do culturally. I can't stand it. I wish they would take their foot off the accelerator, pump the brakes a few times when it comes to trans world and all these other things that they're just pushing out. So as somebody who doesn't like that crap and has to think about this, do I vote for a lunatic who says that he might do something to stem the cultural decay that's out there? Do I do that? Or do I just say, you know what, I'm just going to vote for the lesser of two evils? I mean, I don't know. I don't know anymore. People say, well, Biden is this, Biden is that. Biden might take executive action on the border because Mike Johnson wouldn't accept the bill that the Senate had passed. Well, Dave, they're going to send all this money to Ukraine. Tulsi Gabbard is against that. You used to like that. Yeah, I used to like it until I figured out that Russia is essentially a proxy of Iran and they're a proxy of Hamas. And I don't want that. How's that? I don't want that. Well, everybody's got to side with somebody. Yeah, I'm praying for peace, though. I am. I'm praying for peace. I don't like either side of that argument. But Tulsi Gabbard, who was once very independent-minded, has now moved over to Team MAGA. Here she is.
The Democrat elite and their cronies, they're using our criminal justice system to prosecute and distract the Republican presidential candidate in the midst of his campaign.
All right. 91 counts. Are all 91 of these counts bogus? Is the election issue in Georgia, is that bogus? Okay. The documents issue, where they asked for those documents back. And Trump said, no, I don't have to give them back. And he goes around at rallies and he says, no, I don't have to give them back. And then he says, well, Biden did it. And they were next to his Corvette and makes fun of that situation. Yeah, that was ridiculous. But guess what? The guy who interviewed Biden said this guy is senile. He doesn't know. He can't remember. And that was a legitimate defense because everybody says that Biden is old and senile and doesn't remember. And so, no, we're not going to prosecute because he's an elderly man who has lost his faculties. Whereas Trump says, hey, I'm smarter. I'm as smart as I've ever been. Give me a test. I'll take the test. Cognitive test. Biden will fail and I will pass with flying colors. I can't believe we're having this debate. We have two people running for president who should not be running for president. But yet, here we are. We have Tulsi Gabbard, who destroyed Kamala Harris in a debate. I celebrated that debate when she did that. I don't understand how she's over on Team MAGA right now. I knew she was independent. I knew she wanted to branch away from the Democrats, which I can't blame her for that. But to look at Donald Trump as a victim in all of this stuff, all 91, Tulsi, all 91, it's just political persecution. And for everybody else, all 91 of these are bad. I heard the phone call to wrap. There's a documentary on PBS. Go watch it. They play the phone call. I don't know. I just need 11,245 votes. I don't know, guys. You're all Republicans. Can you find me 11,245 votes, please? Yeah, I mean, it's not and I don't think it's a perfect phone call. You'll hear that. It's a perfect phone call. Arizona, they said there was all kinds of fraud in one county. They recounted. They didn't find it. They didn't find anything. 60 out of 61 cases that Donald Trump filed, he lost. He lost. And the one that he won was inconsequential. There were no votes, or there were very few votes there to help his cause. And my point through all of this is she is now shilling for a liar, a fraud, a fake, somebody who is now beginning to show signs. Look, with Biden, everybody's like, yeah, he's got dementia. He's this. Trump, Nikki Haley, like 5 times. Nikki Haley's doing security for J6. Oh, well, he misspoke multiple times. If Biden had done that, look, I hate the fact that all of this stuff is starting to make the Democrats, or at least Biden, look plausible. But here's where we're at right now. And by the way, for you Trumpers who live in the Trump bubble, once the bubble of the primary season is over, and it kind of is already, but once we get into the general election, I guarantee you this. Right now, Fox News is very pro-Trump. They will flip hard probably August, September of this year and start to run negative stories about Trump and run more neutral stories about Biden if he's still there. I can guarantee you right now, this is all about a grift. She's doing the grifting because, yes, the Trump grift is financially, I guess, way more lucrative. I saw some guy, 6,000 subscribers on here, and he's got 229,000 views on a video about Donald Trump and how he's, I don't know, he's gotten softer. He's gotten nicer. I'm like, Donald Trump has gotten nicer? To who? He's not going nice when it comes to the prosecution. I mean, they're suing him for more because he's not nicer. He's not repentant. He's not trying to win any points. He's pushing back in the other direction. So I don't know. Let me play a little bit more of Tulsi. Tulsi Gabbard has gone full MAGA, though. That's the point of this video. She's gone full MAGA.
As we know, Donald Trump currently faces 91 charges in 4 criminal cases, 44 on the federal side, 47 on the state side, all felonies. This most recent ruling in New York, the real estate case, charging him a $355 million fine plus nearly $100 million in interest for a business transaction where there was no victim or complaint, where all parties made money. So egregious that even people who are not fans of Donald Trump are standing up and saying this is crazy. And
like who? Who is getting up saying it's crazy? I haven't heard one person get up and say it's crazy. Maybe. All right, a little bit more.
Criticizing this judge's decision that from the very beginning has been a very clearly politically motivated hit job.
All right, but the question is, and there's the golf claps coming in from CPAC. The question is, though, all 91, Tulsi, you want to focus on the business stuff. We know that Trump got in trouble with like Trump University and all of these Trump products that he put out there. Now he's got the Trump sneakers. Well, that's stupid, Dave. That's not a big deal. No, it's not. Look, if you're willing to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Cheat around the edges a little bit. I can almost guarantee you're able to cheat right down the middle. I don't know why people lift this guy up on a pedestal so much. I don't get it. And I understand that Tulsi is moving in the opposite direction of yours truly. I've moved, more to, hey, give us back the politics we used to have. Give us fewer conspiracy theories. Give us something that we can actually believe in as a country. The two sides, the reason they're polarized is because one side cannot coexist with the other side because there's nothing to relate to. And I don't know how you fix that, but you're moving in that direction where it's QAnon and it's crazy conspiracies and it's charismatic Christians who are selling you something that doesn't even exist. Like their version of faith isn't even real. Those are the people who are following Donald Trump. And look, I don't like Democrats. That's what's really problematic for me. I don't like Democrats. I don't like the culture war that they're waging on little children. I don't like the stuff that they're trying to force kids to learn in school. I don't like them exposing little kids to things that they should never see, hear, or read until they're age appropriate. I hate that. And so I could easily sit here after all of this. I could sit here and say, you should support Trump because at least he's not for turning our kids into perverts. But based on his own personal life, how do you make that? How do you make that call? I can't, and I won't. All right. It's up to you as a parent to yell at your school board and to get involved with your kid's life. That's the only solution I have to that. But the grifting, Tulsi, you could have been your own party. You could have rejected all of this stuff to hook your train to Donald Trump. That's a sacrilege. That is, I never thought, nope, no way. Why would you run for the Democratic Party nomination, right? Because you would have been you would have been running against Donald Trump for president. That's what you were technically doing. Now you're in bed with the guy who you were running against in 4 years ago. Did you agree with everything that Donald Trump did when it came to COVID, Tulsi? Did you go along with that? Do you think that was good policy? Didn't Tulsi Gabbard co-sponsor the Trace Act or whatever it was? So it just shows me that there's all kinds of, I don't know what the word is here. It's all very duplicitous. It's you're sleeping with this person, then you're sleeping with that person. It's just weird. It shows that there's no compass. And Tulsi, of all people, mind blowing. Again, I remember when she endorsed Biden and I was like depressed. Like I went on here and I'm like, what are you doing? She endorsed Biden. And now essentially she's endorsing Donald Trump. Where is the principle here? Now again, I've changed, but I'm not saying I'm going to vote for Biden. Why? That would be no. In a way, it would be worse for me to support Biden than it would be to support Trump. But because I know I watch a lot of stuff where they say, well, the only thing you can do is vote blue. And I'm like, no, not going to do that. Those are stupid ideas. That's why Biden is where he is right now, as far as polling, because he's incoherent and he's got bad ideas. So the solution is something else, something different, not these two things. And Tulsi Gabbard, she could have been her own king or queen maker. But what is she doing? She's over at CPAC. Man. So, I don't know. Just really bizarre that here we are 4 years later. And Tulsi Gabbard, who was the debate champion during the Democrat primary in the year 2020, is now shilling for CPAC, Donald Trump, and MAGA. Anyway, thanks for watching, people. I know there are going to be so many people that disagree with so many different things that I've said here. Go ahead. Just go ahead and disagree. Tell me how badly I suck. That's fine. That's fine. The channel is called Politically Homeless. It's not called Donald Trump 2024. It's not called Joe Biden is the savior because I hate Trump. It's not called any of those things. It's called I'm confused and there's nowhere to go. That's what it's called. Should I care this much? Probably not. Politics is just a big fat distraction. That's what it's become. And I'm sorry, Tulsi Gabbard is grifting. She's grifting. And it's sad because I thought she was above the grifting. But so many people are monetizing their love for Donald Trump. And I'm sure she's definitely in the running to be vice president, definitely one of the people who they are considering. And God help us. Well, I guess in one way, how much time does Donald Trump have left? So, yeah, Tulsi would be great as president. So maybe it's smart. I don't know. Maybe this is a great calculation on her part, and she's just trying to kind of weasel her way in there so she can be president soon. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be at least 4 years because Trump, he ain't going anywhere. I don't think so. I mean, the father of the vaccine, he's not going anywhere. He's definitely got to stay to finish whatever job he has when it comes to that. So thanks for watching. Sorry about the video. Talk to you soon.